Good day, everybody. Darren Yankee here with Echo Farms. So for those of you that came out in December to our pasture walk, the pasture walk was about stockpile grazing. We had the cattle out in this particular paddock. We were grazing through the snow on stockpile forage. So there's the pond. You see the pond bank over there. So we had just parked on the outer side of that pond bank. We walked up on the upper side of the pond there, and we ended up at the far point of our walk, standing right where I am at. If you all remember when you were here, we came through a small gateway in the corner over there, and that's where that gateway is. So you can see right where we are. This was at the end of our walk that day. And the cattle at that point hadn't been in this particular paddock yet, and it was rested for 16, 17 months. And you can just see all the manure pies out here now. Look at them all. And that's just from grazing that stockpile forage. We didn't bring any hay out to feed them or anything. They're just out here grazing that tall, mature, rank stockpile forage. We got really good, even manure distribution out in this paddock. Just solid all over, just pies like that. But what I'm really excited about is we are looking at the 21st of March today, and there is green grass, new growth coming all over out here in this paddock. See that new growth coming? Just solid grass everywhere. It's gonna be a carpet of green grass pretty soon, within the next few weeks. Pretty excited about it. Now, that is something that, leaving our pastures rest, mature, the grass all went to seed. So we should have all that seed head out here, all them seeds on the ground. Whether they germinated last year or when they actually germinate, we don't really know. But just looking around here, you can just see, like on both sides of that rock pile there, just see some green tint of that new growth coming. But along with that, we do have a lot of dry matter on top of the ground yet. There's a lot of soil coverage yet. We didn't make them eat it down to nothing when they're in this paddock, just because it was mature forage and we didn't want to push the cattle too hard and get them too thin. At that time when we grazed this was in January, and we still had the calves on them yet that were May, June born calves. So we didn't want to take too much, put too much stress on the cow by having them out here still milking the calf yet and everything else. So we didn't graze it down as short as we like to have. So we did leave some money on the table, I guess you could call it, right? Because we still have a lot of material out here. And I know there's going to be a question about how many pounds to the acre do we actually utilize out in this paddock. After having it rested for 17 months, what did we really get off of it? I don't have that off the top of my head yet. I'll have to relook that up to see exactly what that answer would be and how many pounds of dry matter per acre we harvested off of this with the cattle. But I do know at one point in time, there was probably 10,000 pounds of material out here during the summer. But of course, by the time winter came along, that had shrunken down, deteriorated some. So we probably only went into winter with 8,000 pounds. And if we utilized 3/4 of that, as you can see by all the manure pies out here, I mean, we had the cattle pretty tight. They were roughly about 90 head, and about 2 to 3/10 of an acre per day, I think, is what we were running at the time. So we had 90 cows plus about 70 calves out here, actually, utilizing them 3/10 of an acre per day. So we did them pretty tight. But I just wanted to show you all that we're here that day in December for our pasture walk, kind of what it looks like in the springtime here. So I don't really know for sure, but this grass is greening up pretty good out here. And since this paddock had such a long rest period over the last 17 months, we'll probably end up grazing it already in April this coming year. So like I said, it's March 21st today. You know, maybe by the 20th of April, we'll have some cattle in here grazing this down. We'll probably hit it then, and then again around August. So we'll probably get like 2 grazings on this particular paddock this year. But again, it varies so much. Depends on where the cattle are at, if I want to move them over to this particular piece to graze it down at that time or not. You can see the beef cow herd currently is across the valley over there. You can see the strips of hay we have unrolled for them on that hillside right above the cattle. And that's where they've been for the last week and a half. They're right next to their winter water cup because it is still getting pretty cold at night and we still can't open up our above ground water lines yet due to freezing temperatures. So they're over there pretty close to the drinking cup, so they ain't got far to go. It is muddy during the day right now, so as you can see on the left of the cattle over there, it is a little browner looking, like this is a little muddy. And over here on the right, up and down over in that hillside, that's where the cattle spent most of February. And you see there's a couple swales in there that have a little bit of browner tint to them. The cattle do have that worked up a little bit with their hooves, but it'll be fine. I don't plan on doing anything with that pasture. We'll just leave it as is. And by fall, that will be all like normal, greened up, good grass growing on there, and away we go. So us down here in the valley do have a lot of benefits with the sloped hillsides. We have a little bit lighter ground on some of our hills, so the cattle can be out here all winter long and not cause too much soil disturbance, just because of the geography of our valley and the protection it does have for the cattle if it is cold and windy out in the winter months. But anyways, that's a little bit about what it looks like now after our December pasture walk. Say we're walking through that same area there that we did in December. So, all right, well, thanks for following along, you guys, and have a great day.